Version 17 provides new levels of integration when it comes to your adoption data. You'll be able to find and report on student and instructor course lists, open to buy, and actual enrollment in new and efficient ways.
You now have a quick and easy way to print or email lists of materials that students need to buy for their classes. The new kiosk lookup function is available on both the retail and text management sides of Booklog. On the text management side, click the kiosk lookup shortcut, or go to the adoptions menu and click Course Section Books, then Kiosk Lookup. Then choose a term, course, and section for each class the student is registered for. To add the next course the student needs, click the Add Course button and repeat the process until you've entered all the student's classes. Then click Print or Email to provide the list to the student. This function is available on the retail side of Booklog too, so that cashiers who may not have the security clearance to go into the text management part of Booklog can still assist students who need this list. To find Kiosk Lookup on the retail side, go to the Inventory menu and click Adoption Inquiries, then Kiosk Lookup.
You can now print a list of all the courses an instructor teaches right from the instructor's faculty record. To print a course inquiry specific to the instructor, go to your faculty and contacts list and find the instructor. Double-click on their entry in the list and click the Academics tab. Choose the term or terms you want to print the course lists for. Then click the Print Course Inquiry button.
An item's open to buy amount determines its life cycle during a term at your store. Booklog will calculate order quantities and buyback limits for each item based on your need for it. Although that need, the open to buy, gets generated by entering an estimated sales amount in your adoptions, an item's open to buy is important in almost every part of the text management module. Now you can see that open to buy number and all the factors that went into creating it right in an item's properties. With the new OTB tab, you can see the item's need and sales history term by term. Booklog starts with the default term, but you can go back as far as you need and see how this item performed in the past. You can use this information to make decisions about the item in your current term.
Academic terms are the building blocks of your textbook management cycle, and it's important to keep them organized. Once a term is over, you may never need to see it again. To make working with active terms easier, Booklog now removes inactive terms from your academic terms pick list. They're still available if you need them, but you'll need to click the Show Past Terms button to find them.
If you sell ebooks from RedShelf or VitalSource, then you'll see some enhancements in the ebook coordination process. The coordination process deletes books that were subject to publisher price changes or are no longer available from your ebook vendor. Now, Booklog allows you to hide these items in the coordination process so that you can see your active items more easily. After coordinating your ebooks, you can run the new eBook Coordination Deletions report to see all the items that were deleted during the coordination process.
Actual enrollment is a crucial number to consider when you're making buying decisions about your adopted items each term. But unless you are using the Student Registration Interface, the SRI, you might not have been logging that data. Now you can enter your final enrollment numbers directly into the Maintain Courses and Adoptions window. Booklog will report these numbers to you each time you look at a book's Book History or Course History tabs. Using those tabs, you can monitor trends in enrollment and estimate your sales for each book accordingly.
Booklog's campaign management function allows you to reach out to instructors with adoption requests and reminders. Version 17 allows you to change your adoption requests so that they show the retail price of each previously adopted title. You also have the option to show the titles without showing their prices. To make this change to your adoption request campaigns, go to the Adoptions menu and click Campaign Management, then Campaign Templates. Find the adoption request template you'd like to change and double-click on it. If you'd like to include the price of the item, use the Title Summary variable in your template. If you would like to leave the price out, use the title summary no price variable. When you build your adoption request campaign, pay attention to the no title price option. If you used the title summary no price variable, you will need to check the no title price box for this campaign.
There are just a few changes to rentals in version 17, but they are important ones.
If you do rentals at your store, version 17 will introduce a new method for clearing out old rental data and tweaks to methods you've used in previous versions. Booklog's rental program has always provided the option to enter customized rental fees per book. To override your normal rental fee structure, you can go to an Items Rental tab and enter the custom fees and the dollar amount fields for new and used. Now you can clear out those custom fees all at once. Go to the Inventory menu on the retail side of Booklog and click Global Inventory Changes. You can choose to clear either the custom percentage you use to determine each item's customized fee or the fee itself. If you've done rental programs with wholesalers before, then you know the necessity of clearing out the rental flags for one term before importing rentals for the next term. Now you can clear the flags from your in-store rentals too. Just go to the text management side of Booklog and click Utilities. Choose Global Changes and click Remove Item Rental In-Store Flag. You can choose to wipe out the in-store rental flag for all your items, or just the items adopted to specific terms. The Global Changes window has always allowed you to remove an item's rental flag, turning it from a rental textbook to a regular textbook. Now you have more flexibility with which items lose their rental status. Select the Remove Item Rental Flag option, and you'll see several ways to mark which flags should be deleted. You can choose to include or exclude only your in-store rentals or rental-only titles when Booklog removes this flag. You can also choose No Limits, which means that Booklog will remove the rental flag for any items that meet your term criteria.
Version 17 introduces a new report that shows any of your rental titles that aren't flagged as wholesaler rentals. The in-store rental report will include any rentals you have that are flagged as in-store rentals, but it will also include any of your rental items that aren't flagged as wholesaler rentals.
Another rental report that is new with version 17 is the Rental Return History Report. With this report, you can see your return rates per term, including the percentage of late, lost, and on-time rental returns. You will also see what percentage of your rental titles were ultimately purchased by the student who rented them.
Version 17 adds several new reports to Booklog, most of which were discussed in previous sections of the video. You'll find information about the gift card mail order holds report in the first section, which is on mail orders, and the item valuation report is explained in the third section, which is on changes to inventory functions. We discussed the ebook coordination deletions report in the fifth section, which was on adoptions, and we explained the new in-store rental items and rental return history reports in the rentals section. But Booklog has two more new reports and an addition to the store monitor, which we'll explain in this section.
The Mail Order Item Purchase Order Status Report is a comprehensive new report that shows you every mail order item that is tied to a PO. It's a very flexible report, and you can use it to see all your direct-to-home orders. You can also use it to see all the mail order items that belong to a specific customer, and which of those items haven't been ordered yet.
The new Receiving Worksheet Retail Report makes it possible to print hard copies of your open purchase orders in a format that makes it easy to count and log what you receive in a shipment. If your receiving process involves unpacking items and reconciling them against your packing list, then entering your receiving counts into Booklog, this report makes it easy to compare what your order quantities on the PO were to what you received in the shipment. You can run this report for a specific PO, a range of POs, or every finalized PO you have from specific vendors and within a given date range.
In order to accommodate growing databases, Booklog has made some changes to the way its databases index new data. With version 17, you'll start to see longer numbers associated with things like purchase orders and mail orders. That's an indication of Booklog's new indexing method, which will prevent the tables in its databases from filling up or becoming needlessly cluttered. You can monitor the growth of the tables in your database using the Store Monitor, a dynamic reporting module that gives you several useful data metrics that aren't available anywhere else in your system. To see the new Global ID Utilization Monitor at work, go to the Store Monitor and click the new Database button. In this window, Booklog displays tables in your database that depend on a primary key derived from your database's global ID to index properly. Any table that shows a percentage highlighted in green doesn't need your attention. But if you find one in red, you should contact Booklog Tech Support to get an increased global ID assigned to that table.
With any new update, Booklog provides new functionality and new security restrictions to protect them. It's very important after any new update to revisit your security settings and adjust them appropriately. By default, Booklog restricts any new functions with each update. So you could install version 17 and discover you don't have access to any of the new functions it offers, even if you had full access to everything in Booklog before the update. We'll explain how to change your security settings and what to look for after you've updated to version 17.
Go to your Maintenance menu, click Security, and then Profiles. You'll need to look over each of the profiles in your system to be sure that you and your staff have access to what they need after this update. Start with your own profile. Any function in the window on the left, which is labeled Security Item, needs to be checked to give you and other users with this profile access to it. Anything that isn't checked is something you don't have access to. Put a check next to it to give yourself that access. Any function listed in the window on the right, which is labeled Function Restrictions, needs to be unchecked for you to have access to it. You'll need to uncheck these items if you want to use them. Remember, every update presents new security items, and they are restricted in every profile. Here is a list of the functions that are new in version 17 and where to find them. Book fairs. Edit finalized. Show gift card pin. Gift card mail order holds report and mail order item purchase order status report are all in the Sales and Registers permission group. Cascade master SKU changes, item valuation report, and receiving worksheet retail are all in the inventory permissions group. Along the way, you might have found other items that were checked or unchecked that you believe you should have access to. These functions were introduced in previous updates, and you haven't had access to them. If you think they would be useful to you, or you're just curious about them, check or uncheck them as you need to. Remember to do this for each of your security profiles.
You'll also find several items in the Text Management module that need to be unrestricted. You'll find access to the eBook Coordination Deletions report, the Rental Return History report, the Delete Course function, and the Edit Actual Enrollments function in the Adoptions permission group. The Rental Returns function is in the Buyback permissions group. The In-Store Rental Items report is in the Retail module in the Inventory permission group.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you found this tour of version 17 useful. If you did, please check out our YouTube channel and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks again.